Okay, so right now I'm going to show you the demo of my project. So before starting everything, you have to create a virtual environment of your own. So you can press right here and then create a virtual environment. And then after that, you have to run the, wait, let me ESC first. Okay, and then you have to run pip install -r requirements.txt, which I have already defined the dependencies that we are using. After that, you can run the streamlit.run main.py, which is running this file, and then you will see a page like this. So what our project is doing is that I'm trying to and demo using a rack within a scope of data that we have defined. So I only define receiving only 3 HTML files, HTML URLs, and then after that, it is going to it is going to load from the URL using the unstructured URL loader, and then I'm going to use the recursive character text splitter, which will split down the documents using these separators down to a chunk size of only 1000. And then after that, also right here is when I call the split into document, and then these are just the callbacks to check. After that, I'm going to use the embedding of the OpenAI, which I have defined the key in my env and env file, which is my own OpenAI key. After I get the embedding, which is the encoder from the OpenAI, I'm going to apply using the face library right here, which is the vector stores, and then I'm going to keep it. So I input in the docs, which is the chunks that I have split down using the recursive text splitter and using the encoder of the OpenAI. And I'm going to get the vector data of the docs and store inside the vector store OpenAI. And I'm going to show in the main placeholder, it's going to be right here, and then show the step that I've already built the embedding vectors of the links. After that, I'm going to place the vector store OpenAI or the vector data inside a pickle file, which is the file path here, which I have already defined, which is the face store OpenAI pickle right here. After that, I am going to, this is just the UI which will show like to ask a question, and then it's going to receive the query, and I can input in my queries. After that, I am going to it's going to retrieve the vector. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, and here I am going to embed down the queries into a vector also. So it's gonna be in, wait a minute, I can't find it. So it's going to be in the chain. So I'm going to embed down the query into a vector, right? And then after that, I'm going to do a semantic search on the face store OpenAI.pickle to find the data that have a similar semantic or context meaning. After that, I'm going to take down those vectors and then find the chunks of those of the vectors in the vector database that have similar meaning to the query, and then use the MapReduce algorithm to put it together into a prompt with the query, with the actual query, not the vector embedded one, the actual query with the chunks with related context and then put that prompt into the OpenAI and then search for that. Okay, so let me show you. So first, let's get the links. Okay, press enter. Let's get the second link. And then the third link. Okay, so here it's showing to show that I have already loaded the data and then split. So as this step that I have shown, and then building the embed vector into the Pico file, which is in my local. And then I'm gonna ask you some question. For instance, what is the price of Thiago ICNG? Okay. So this is not just a NLP search within the data of the links, but this is trying to use the RAG, so the retrieval augmented generation, to find the answer. And this is also the source of where it is. So you can see that price is right. Wait. It's right here. Wait, oh. There's a lot of video ads. So you can see it is right here. This is the information. So let's ask it another question. Summarize the characteristics report on Tata Motors. Okay. Here, so you can see that this is a summarize of this website right here about the Tata Motors. Oh, sorry. There's a lot of ads. Okay, so you can see that we are doing a RAG within the scope of data that I've already defined. So the reason that I've only defined only 3 URLs because I'm going to save it locally in my Pico file. But if I receive a lot of URL, it's gonna take in a lot of data which will occupy my local storage. And also the reason that I have defined in here the wait a minute, let me see. The token size. Okay. The max token. So that I try to limit using the token that I have so that it won't exceed the cost that of the credit that I have. So in here, when I use the map reduce to put in the chunks of docs, the text split into from the vector embed, we try to limit that to not exceed the max token. Yeah. So this is the project of our group. Thank you for watching.